Hey, what's going on, everybody? Troy the Foodie here. I'm about to do my take on something simple. You go to a Panda Express, a good Asian food restaurant. Not saying Panda's not good, but it's one of the things I love to get a lot of times. A lot of protein, very healthy. But I'm gonna do a healthier take on it because I'm making it homemade. Beef and string beans. So I went to, and I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I'm gonna try to get this done in real time in less than 15 minutes. If I was at a restaurant, cooking in a restaurant, all right, let me first off, let me turn this stuff on. Okay, got my skillet. Turn my skillet on. I'm going to sear. I'm gonna sear it, and then I'm gonna grill the meat. I actually, you know, I love going to, you're just going to see my hands in the food, people. You know how I do. I love going to the market. Make sure if you're on Instagram, you're following We Love to Serve You. I love going to the market and finding deals. Rule of thumb, real quick, for those mothers, fathers who are cooking, or say you don't have time to cook, you may not do a meal like this because this is going to be a full meal. I don't want any rice or anything. So I'm gonna do some delicious red russets. You see them delicious red russets? I just rinsed them off. And I'm gonna bring those red russets to a boil. I'm gonna make some garlic kind of mashed red russets. I'm gonna do this too. I don't want the fan to disrupt the video, so I'll try to keep it I'll try to keep it low steam or low smoke. Rule of thumb, when you're cooking, when you're using all the burners, make sure you put on the things that cook the longest first, of course. That's a definite rule of thumb that you should always know. Potatoes takes a little bit longer to boil than everything else I'm cooking. I'm also going to make some string beans. I got some trimmed fresh string beans here. I'm going to steam them. I want to show you how I steam string beans and broccoli. Most things I steam really fast. I'm doing this the Zoe menu. Zoe's in the building. Say hi, Zoe.
Hi.
Zoe's watching me as I do this. I told her she can watch as long as she bees quiet. That's right, bees quiet. Okay, so I cheated a little bit. I got some, oh my goodness. Every week there's a sale on different foods and meats. They had a wonderful sale on some delicious tenderloin. Now, I have the Zoe marinade on it. For those that know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. A Zoe marinade means no nuts, no eggs, no dairy. On this, it's sea salt, a little parsley, olive oil, molasses, and I tenderize the meat a little bit as well, because as many of you know, if you have children, when you're cooking something for the children, especially when it comes to beef or something, or pork chop or something that may be too chewy, you just make sure it's tenderized. Because again, if they chewing it like it's gum, they're gonna spit it out. So you want tender meat. Okay, so I'm going to sear the meat, and then I'm going to grill the meat. So, hot pan. All right, let me do this now. Some of you are going to hate me for this. This, I'm going to add to it to enhance some flavor. What is that you're adding, Troy? Bacon grease. Yes, that's right. Bacon grease. Yes, I know you're like, why is it doing it? Why? Why is it putting pork, bacon, grease on the steak to sear it? It's just delicious. I'm a fanatic. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to try to do this real time. I'm just going to sear this, and then I'm going to grill it. Okay? So let me get my grill pan ready. I wish y'all was here to smell the goodness. So, I'm trying something different this time. I'm actually doing something real time. No edits. I just want you to see how I'm working the entire flow. I'm just gonna sear it a little bit. So about a minute on both sides, just to sear the end. Just to sear it and make it searing it, for those who don't know, locks in juices. But this is not the normal beef that you would use, like a thin shank beef or something like that you would normally use for like a, oh yeah, that looks wonderful. That you would normally use for like a beef and broccoli or something like that. This is tenderloin. So for those who don't know, tenderloin, it looks wonderful. It smells delicious, looks wonderful. Tenderloin is actually the meat found beneath the ribs next to the backbone. When you go a little further back in the cow towards the butt area, that's the sirloin. So it's a thicker cut of meat. It's funny, I have a funny story. I'm gonna try to, like I said, I'm trying to get this done pretty quickly. It's funny. Sear the side. Try to sear the sides as much as you can. I love skillets because the whole skillet gets hot. So if you want to sear the sides of steak or meat, you just lean that meat up against the side of it. Turn on my grill pan. Transfer this over here. Let's see if we can get these. I'm doing it real time, so hopefully the mashed potatoes will boil, and I'll be able to show you also how to mash those up. We got about 7 minutes left. Y'all think I can make it? We'll see. This ain't no Rachel Ray 30-minute meal, baby. All right, let's transfer this. So I'm searing this with a little bacon stock, bacon grease, whatever you want to call it. And now I'm going to put it in the grill pan so it can grill over here. But I wanted to be tender. I wanted a good medium. I wanted about medium. And like I said, I did a Zoe marinade. No nuts, no eggs, no dairy. I say Zoe marinade because that means Zoe can eat it. So we're gonna rock with that. See this? See that? See that bacon and stock and all that? We're just gonna pour that over top of the meat. Nothing wasted. Nothing wasted. If you come from old school like me, you understand exactly what that means. Okay. So for those who don't know, those are hot pads over there. So if you see me dropping something. Okay, real quick. So the string beans. The string beans I wanna, when I tell you that meat smells ridiculous. It smells wonderful! All right. The string beans. The pan, a little bit of water, because I just want to steam them. You don't overcook your vegetables. If you want a healthy vegetable, don't overcook your veggies. Okay? So, put this on high. Got that working, that working. And putting some grill marks as I let the steak cook a little bit more. Remember, this is tenderloin, and I'm gonna show you. I am going to mix the string beans with the beef, but after I finish this, after I let it cook a little bit, get to about a medium, I'm gonna slice the beef up, mix it in with the string beans, toss it a bit, and that's done. Hopefully the potatoes be done, but if not, you get the feel. With the potatoes, I usually boil the potatoes, and I boil them about, just until you can put a fork through it. It doesn't have to be mushy, but just until you can put a fork through it. Then I drain off the water. You can use, if you like butter, I'm not using any butter, I'm just using olive oil. So I may add a little bit of, well, I'll do a steak sauce. Maybe for some of the sauce for the steak later, or for mine, I would maybe do a steak sauce. I got some avocado mayo, a little sriracha, a little spicy, maybe a little mustard, maybe a little ketchup, mix it all in. Okay, now the water's starting to boil a little bit, so I'm gonna take the string beans. Very important, I washed them off, they're triple washed. Everything's triple washed nowadays. Pour the string beans in here. I'm not using butter, remember? So instead of using butter, take a little olive oil. Put a little olive oil on there. And this is it. A little bit of sea salt. That's it, done. Let them rock and roll by themselves and cover them up. Cover them up to steam them. Once it gets a nice steam going, then I will, oh, one of them fighting. One of them fighting, trying to get, let me out! Okay. Once it gets a nice steam going, okay, let's see what's happening here. Let's see what we got going on. Oh yeah, babe. You see that grill mark on there? Look at that. Look at that sucker right there. That's what I was looking for.
It looks like a fishtail.
Alright, put that over there. Want some char in the house. It's smoky in here because I don't want to turn the fan on because I want to make sure you can hear me and hear all the wonderful sounds going on. But it's rocking, it's rocking. So this is a simple meal. It's about 12 minutes in. So I'm gonna see if I can get this done in 3 minutes. The potatoes may not be done, but I'll maybe show you a little bit later just how to make different types of garlic potatoes au gratin. I have a triple mash that I do, which is red russets, yams, and white potatoes. Oh my God. Oh my Lord! And then if you ever see me make the banana yams, I'll make that another time. But I just wanted to get a meal in and show you that. And marinade, don't get me wrong, marinade does a lot of the work. So by me marinating the tenderloin, and let me explain something to you, what tenderloin is. You go to the market, and I found this wonderful sale. I may have gotten about 2 pounds, ran about $13 normally. It was on sale for like more than half off, like $5. So amazing deal. But for those that don't know, center cut tenderloin is the same meat used for filet mignon. I found out in a marvelous way. Shout out to my folks in Baltimore. I used to manage promotional events and entertainment and manage a club in Baltimore called Club 347 Jazz Club. We had on their steak dinners, so I'd go and I was helping with the kitchen side of things and putting things together. We had on the menu a steak dinner. Alright, I'm gonna show you something. So we're doing that. I gotta turn a little bit of fan on, so forgive me if it sounds a little distorted. So we had on there a steak dinner, and the owners were like, "Okay, Troy, you go do the shopping. We know you can handle it." Okay, I gotta stop talking. Time's flying. I know you can handle it. And the meat guy one day pulled me up and said, "Troy, what you doing with all that tenderloin you're buying?" I was like, "Oh, we sell steak dinners at the club." The steak dinners, yeah, baked potato steak and homemade. Shout out to Abe. Are phenomenal cook. Okay, real quick, string beans. See those string beans? They look dark green and they're steamed. I had them on here for about 2 minutes. Done. Done. Turn them off. They're done. It's a wrap. Whatever they do now, they'll be perfect when you plate them. Okay. So let me show you real quick so I can get y'all out of here. Steak. Couple pieces of steak. Turn this down. These are actually done. I'll let them rock and roll a little bit. Steak is done. Steak is where I want it. Okay? So we're at 15 minutes. I know I'm going a little over in time. We're at about 15 minutes now. I wanted to get the whole meal done in 15 minutes. Normally, if I wasn't doing all this talking, I would actually have this done. So right now the potatoes are boiling. They needed some work, so I'll let them rock and roll. But so when you cut steak, you always want to cut it against the grain a little bit. I want y'all to see. Oh my goodness. Look at that. So the steak right now is about a medium rare. It's about a medium rare. So it's like, yeah. Alright. That's really where I want it. That's perfect. Look at that. That looks delicious. But let me tell you how I'm going to let the steak cook a little more. I'm going to cut these steaks. Oh my Lord. Oh Lord. So make sure your knives are sharp, y'all. I'll do a tutorial on how to sharpen your knives too. So here's the steak. Here's the tenderloin. And remember, we have a hot pan with delicious steamed string beans in there. And I want to do a take on an old faithful without as much of the Asian flair with like the teriyaki sauce and the eel sauce or the fish oil. I just did a basic marinade. Season them nice. Oh, it looks great. So, it's good. So, what it does, I'm going to take this and put this steak right in here with the string beans. Now all those juices from the steak are now mixed in with the string beans. And all of this is still cooking. So I'll begin to toss it if I have to. And I want it a little bit, because it's going to still be cooking. So I'll toss it in. Let it do its thing. I'll add some more meat. But you get the point, right? Yes. So here's my take on yes, and because it's so hot, the steak is actually cooking to a medium. See how the meat was a little red when it went in, right? See how it's cooking to a medium now. So all those juices, all that's going in. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I guess I can play a little something. Let's get this working. So our take, and now the red russets are jamming. This is our take on an Old Faithful. There. So remember, I didn't even turn the heat back on yet, but the steak is cooking from the heat that's already in the pan and the heat that's already in string beans. So there you have it. A little gourmet beef and broccoli. No, not beef and broccoli. A little gourmet beef and string beans. Red Russ is working. So, on average, this meal can take about 15 minutes. With the narration, a little longer. Troy the Foodie, we'll see y'all in a bit.